Wow, it did a good job. Wow, that's the first pass and it's almost got it all. Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do the first look on this brand new Dreame Aqua10 roller robot vacuum. Now this is the Aqua10 that doesn't have the word Ultra. This was just released. I did a review on the Aqua10 Ultra, but this one is not the Ultra and it doesn't have a LiDAR that goes up and down. This is a fixed LiDAR. Now, right now it's $1,300 and you can get the Aqua10 Ultra for $1,200, and it's got a lot more features than this. This is a downgrade. It's a flagship robot, but they've removed several features, and I got them all listed here real quick. Now, again, I did purchase this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video, but I do use links. So if you purchase the product using a link in the video or on my website, justadadapproved.com, the products don't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. So if you want to see all the robots that I highly recommend, you can find the Aqua10 Ultra on there right now at justadadapproved.com. And when these robots go on sale, which the Ultra did, it was like $300 off. I sent an email out to let everybody know that a robot that I love and I think you're going to love is on sale. So sign up for the email on my Just a Dad Approved website. Now in this video, we're going to unbox it. I've already taken everything out of the box. Sorry. I'm going to go over everything. We're going to put it together. Then we're going to connect it to our smartphone. We're going to map our home. We're going to go through the recommended settings. Then I'll do the first cleaning with it. Then I will be comparing this to the Ultra, but I'll save you the steps real quick. I listed them. No, this one, this is the cheaper one. No chassis lift. That means the brush can't lift. No fluffer, which I kind of like that fluffer. I'll talk about it. It's on for the brush roller. It's got the Pro Leap wheels, but it can only do 2.36 inch threshold versus 3.15. It's taller. It's 4 3/4 inches tall versus 3.15 inches for the Ultra. There's no dirt detection sensor in the base station. I love dirt detection. If you've ever watched my videos, that's one of the #1 features. But when they're trying to save money, I realize they do take that out. Only one solution tank, one AI camera compared to 2 AI cameras, which I don't know what that'll do as far, maybe better optical avoidance. No dust bag drying. So this will dry the mop roller, but it doesn't dry the dust bag. And the drying of the mop pad is 149 degrees versus 158 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different things. And you'll see the Aqua10 Ultra, which normally sits right there, is at my house right now. It's undergoing the 3-month real world test at my house, and I took the Matrix 10 to my house. And so far, the Matrix 10 is doing a little bit better job. The Aqua10 Ultra has gotten stuck in a few places that normally other robots don't. But I will put a no-goes on there, and I will keep you updated. And I will put chapters in this video so you can jump to whatever segment you would like. Again, unboxing, connected to the smartphone, recommended settings, editing the map, and then the first clean over in the world famous Just a Dad Corner Cleaning Studios. Okay, so let's get started. So here's everything that comes in the box. We get a power cord, a brush. I like that it comes with a paper manual, an extra dust bag, one solution that's for multi-purpose floor cleaning. Here's the robot. The robot has LiDAR navigation. The LiDAR is fixed, so it doesn't go up, down. It's in this permanent position. It does make it a little bit taller. It's 4.75 inches tall. It does have a camera on the front for good obstacle avoidance. It's got a base station. So the base station is going to have clean water tanks. You're going to fill this up with clean water. The clean water is going to wash the robot's mop roller, fill the internal tank up, and then the water will get sucked up into the dirty water tank. You'll have to empty out this dirty water tank once in a while. Down here, it does come with a ramp. We want to go ahead and install this ramp, make sure it's nice and flush. Around back, there's a power cord 6 feet long, 3-prong. Plug it in here, make sure you get it nice and secured. Amperage, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 440 watts when it's heating water. It does have a power switch, so make sure the switch is down or in the line position. The robot's going to vacuum your house and then also come back to the base station, and another vacuum is going to kick on and auto empty everything out of this dustbin through this port right out, it's down at the bump, through this port into this dust bag. So this dust bag, you'll simply just have to change it every couple months. It just slides right in this little track right here. Very easy to change. Here's the solution tank. So 1 chamber solution tank. You're going to take the Dreame solution and multi-purpose floor clean solution. This is a concentrate. You're going to pour that entire contents in there. It's going to mix the solution with the clean water to wash the mop roller. Now, I think it uses the solution and mixes it with water to also fill the internal water tank up, but I'm not absolutely positive on that. I do know that they show the solution being mixed with the water to wash the mop roller, but the robot has an internal water tank that the base station fills up. So there's an internal water tank inside here to keep, that it's going to spray water on the mop roller to keep it nice and wet. The base station front to back, 17.5 inches or 44 centimeters. Left to right looks like we're 16.75 or 43 centimeters. Now you do have to lift the lid all the way up to get these out. The unit's only 19.5 inches or 49 centimeters, but the lid is 29.5 inches or 75 centimeters you have to have above tallness. Which leads me to the robot. 13.75 or 35 centimeters. Okay, let's measure how tall the robot is. 4.75 of an inch or 12 centimeters. Again, there's the fixed LiDAR. It's got physical buttons on top. You got a power button, which is your start, stop, and a home button. Here it does have a light. It does have a camera and an AI sensor to help it avoid obstacles. Looks like there might be some laser signals there also. Over to the side, this side brush does extend and it can lift it up and down. It can retract it. A side sensor. There's the mop roller. Round back, again, this is where it's going to charge the robot. There's a sensor to help it back up. Here's the dirty water tank. So that mop roller is going to mop your floor, and then there's a scraper to scrape everything off into this dirty water tank. The robot, the base station empties this by pressing this little button right here. When this button gets pressed, it opens up a door on the bottom. Right there. So then all the dirty water goes into the base station to get sucked up. I like that this is removable so that we can clean it. Let's lift this off. Let's take this bumper guard off. Now the bumper is free. Now, since this has LiDAR navigation, it's going to vacuum and mop in nice straight lines. Here's the dust bin. So it's going to vacuum your house. Everything's going to get sucked into this dust bin. At the end of the job, it's going to auto empty everything out this little trap door, which comes out the side bottom here, which also comes out right here. That gets sucked out right here into that dust bag. Now, once in a while, there is a filter in here. You will have to clean this filter. It is reusable. You should clean that every couple weeks just to keep it running efficiently. But it's very easy to work on. There is a Wi-Fi reset button here and light. Again, here's the robot vacuum cleaner. This has a mop roller. It can lift it up and down, and there's also a cover. When it's on carpet, it puts a plastic cover and covers this. It does have a carpet sensor. It can raise and lower this and put that cover over it. There's where the dirty water comes out of the dirty water tank. Now, we're gonna have to we take this off. You have to replace this once in a while. There's the motor. Now, there is no fluffer. So there's a spot for it, but on the Ultra model, it has a fluffer that keeps the mop roller from getting really flat. Here's where the water is sprayed out, and then there's a scraper. So the water gets sprayed out of these nozzles, but then there's a scraper here to scrape all the dirt and debris off of it and suck it up into the dirty water tank. It can extend this mop roller up against the wall also. It's very easy to work on. Push this down till it clicks. This does have the leap wheels. So these are our drive wheels, but it's got these arms it can deploy whenever it needs to go over a threshold. And this can go over let me look at the threshold, 2.36 inch tall threshold. 1.65 plus 0.71 equals 2.36. So these work very well. You have to tell it in the app where the threshold is, and then it will deploy these and lift the robot over the threshold to get into the next room. Here is the dual brush roller design. This is the vacuum part. So one end is open. It's not a pivot point on both ends. So the long hairs are going to be directed down these flutes to the end, and they won't wrap around, but then they'll get sucked into the dustbin. You do have to work on clean these once in a while. Very simple to come apart. Yeah, this design works very well. It has 30,000 pascals of suction. Again, the side brush, it can extend into the corner, which is really nice. Carpet sensor. Now, this does not have chassis lift. It cannot lift this up whenever it's doing a vacuum only mode. These are the cliff sensors, so it doesn't fall down your stairs. You'll have to clean those about every 30 hours. And there's where it auto empties the dustbin out that port. Okay, let's grab both tanks. We got to do a little prep work. The clean water tank, we're going to fill up with just clean water. Sometimes I add a little Shark vac mop solution. This is a little bit more, I think, a little bit concentrated, but just smells really good. You're going to want to invest in this brush. This is from Walmart. These tanks get super dirty and stink. So you have to be able to wash these. I recommend getting some spray solution. Also, these Effordent tablets, put one of these tablets in your dirty water tank every time you empty it. That prevents the bacteria and odor so it doesn't stink as bad. All right, let's add some Shark vac mop solution. It smells so good. Now, it looks like you can add an auto water filling kit. It's got those ports back there and on the back and here. I've just not seen it. So let me know if you know what it is. Okay, let's turn the robot on and connect it to our smartphone. Hold it down and then it should make a sound. Yeah, those lights are breathing. I've got the bike station plugged in. There is a light on the right-hand side there. It's white. Make sure you got about 12 inches clear on either side. I put mine pretty close together and they seem to do okay. All right, you want to hear that tune. Now, it does lift its chassis and drop it, so don't be scared. It's not going to drive off. Okay, you're going to have to get the Dreame app. It's free to use. You just have to get you have to create an account with an email. There's my Aqua10. It's at my house right now. All right, so we got to add one. You could click this little three dots up here, but I think there's going to be, okay, scan QR code. You have to give it access to your camera. You're going to point your camera at this QR code that's on the top of your robot. It's telling you to turn it on. The robot has been turned on. Hit next. Now you got to release the Wi-Fi. So it's wanting you to hold these two buttons. There's only two buttons. So press them down simultaneously and you'll hear some words.
Waiting for the network configuration.
Let up. Click this box and hit next. Okay. I didn't show you, but select your Wi-Fi and give it your Wi-Fi password. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Now, and then hit next. Then hit device hotspot. Join. This is transmitting a Wi-Fi signal that your tablet, or this is an iPad Air. It's going to connect to the robot and then tell the robot what Wi-Fi to use. And then the robot should go use the Wi-Fi and everything.
And phone connected.
Everything should go back to normal use. You're looking for 3 check marks here. Okay.
When
so
hearing
hit next.
start charging, it means the installation is in place.
Okay, let's go ahead and charge it now. We want to make sure we hear start charging.
Start charging.
Okay, we know we have it docked correctly now. Okay, you can give it any name you want. Doesn't come with much charge. You may have to let yours charge, but we're gonna map our home. We're gonna check for updates first. I always recommend doing the update first. And then we'll do a quick mapping. And then we'll go over the recommended, I'll edit the map, and then we'll go over the recommended settings. So you have to agree to the user agreement. This is going to walk you through a few settings. Do you want the mop to extend? Yup. Do you want the side brush to extend? Yup. Do you have pets? That's got a whole bunch of stuff for pets. I'll do that later. Start experience. Okay. Now there is an update. You could cancel, but I do recommend doing these. These don't take long. So turn automatic updates on and then hit update now. We're going to go to
Updating.
I didn't see the numbers, but
Do not turn on.
yeah, I think the Aqua10 Ultra had like an update for the dock and an update for the robot. This seems to just back to the traditional one update. Okay, it says that took maybe 5 minutes. I love how quick their updates are. So at this point, you're just going to do start fast mapping. Open your doors, kind of put your furniture where you want.
It will take about 5 to 10 minutes.
The robot's going to undock.
Please ensure the entire home is well lit and do not block the room's entrance.
So it wants you to turn the lights on. Sit back. You're going to get a real-time creation of your home with LiDAR. It's just the coolest thing in the world. I absolutely love LiDAR. You may hear some scraping. That's the cover underneath the brush roller. Sometimes I hear it when it goes over some small thresholds. I'll hear it scrape. Yeah, I hear it scrape. Yeah. Now, let's say that there was a threshold going into that room, and you could add a threshold during the mapping. So you just click add a threshold. It pauses the robot. You add where the threshold is, and then it will use those leap wheels to go into that room. That's an awesome feature. Even during mapping, you can put no-go zones. So say there's an area where you just want it to stay away from. Even during mapping, you can hit the no-go zone. It'll pause the robot, put it, and then it'll resume the mapping with a no-go zone. Those are nice features you don't see on a lot of robots. Okay, that did not take very long at all. Let's go to proceed to adjustment. All right, it's going to walk us through how to edit the rooms. I want to divide this room. So select this room, hit the word divide. It's going to have a red line. You got to move it. If it's checkered, it won't divide the room. So you got to position it like up against a wall to another wall. There. It'll divide that room. Take your time with this. You can always do this later. It might mess up your schedule or something. So it's important to kind of take your time and do this now. You can merge rooms. If you have too many rooms, you can merge the rooms, and then we're going to give them a name. So let's name this room. I do recommend using one of these that they give you because it cleans the room differently, but you can, if it's a custom room, like this one's going to be the corner test area. Okay, once you got all the rooms divided and named, hit the next step. Now we're going to do environment. So no-go zones. You can always add these later, but let's add a no-go zone. It'll stay completely out of this area. So add a no-go zone. It's a red square. There's a bunch of computer cables. I know it's going to struggle. I've just got a bunch of stuff on the floor. You can add a no-mop zone, which is purple. So this does have a carpet sensor, but you may need to fine-tune where it doesn't mop, and you can always do that after you. I recommend have it clean your house a couple times to kind of figure out where it's going to get stuck, where the carpet is. And the virtual walls are just a line. So you can put that like the entrance of a closet or something. And again, you can always add these later when you find out there's areas that the robot just constantly struggles. Virtual thresholds. Now this is important because this thing has those leap wheels. So wherever you put a passable threshold, it turns the cliff sensors off, so make sure it's not by any stairs. So here it is. It's a green line. You can make it longer or shorter, rotate it, and put it wherever the threshold is. And then it will deploy those arms whenever it goes to that threshold. So let's put a threshold right there. And you can put impassable thresholds where you don't want it to deploy the arms. And you can put ramps. You can go up ramps into a different room. Let's go next step, furniture. I don't do a whole lot with the furniture, but you can put curtains, add a curtain. It'll stay away from like a little squiggly line. It'll stay away from it. Maybe I should start doing furniture. It seems like it doesn't. Like it adds couches and stuff in just weird places. And you can move that around, but hit the next step. This is the order in which it's going to do the global cleaning. I love this step. So whenever I hit the clean the entire home, it's going to start here, then go here, here, here. But I can change this. So I want corner test to be first. What you do is you just hold down on those three little lines. You hold down on those three little lines and then just move it to where you want. And then you can change this at a later date. But this is super nice to get the order. I mean, let's say you have it start first thing in the morning. You would have it start up like opposite where you're at, like away from the bedrooms. And then as the day goes on, have it work towards the bedrooms. You would be out of them then by then. So hit complete. All right, let's hit complete, save. This is going to walk you through map editing. It's just kind of walking you through. This has real-time camera settings. Back up the maps. I do recommend that. So we've already done thresholds. All right. So now, again, this little thing's always constantly telling you to do stuff. Click the three little dots. Clean history. That's where you're going to see where it's cleaned and how well it cleans. Schedule. This is the number one thing I tell people to do. Put it on a schedule. Hit add schedule. At least have it do your entire house. Give it a start time. Repeat. Do custom. Do once a week. Have it clean your entire house. All clean genius. And hit the check mark. And then I do other schedules of do custom. Do room. And then you can go and pick the rooms. I want to do this room and this room. And this one I don't want to do. So hit swipe and then, so the corner test, I wanted to do mop. Then pick your wetness level, intensity, how many times, and hit done. The corridor, I wanted to do mopping only. Let's do that wetness level, intense, 2 cycles, and confirm. These are just things I tell people that this is the number one thing I tell people to do. Put it on a schedule. And you can turn these schedules on and off. So say you don't want it to come on or off. So carpet settings, a very important setting. So it's going to vacuum. Robot will only vacuum the carpet area without mopping. And then here's a setting underneath that. You can have it avoid. It'll never go around carpet, which I don't recommend because it doesn't do a very good job. You can have it ignore. Nope, I don't want to select that. Excuse me. It will mop carpet. And then you can have it just where it crosses carpet. So be careful with these settings. So vacuum carpet, we're going to go more settings. You could have it clean the carpet first so it never wets the mop pad. I do recommend turning that setting on. Carpet boost, it does, whenever it's on carpet, it does tell the vacuum to go to the highest setting, which can be noisy. This isn't super noisy, but I recommend turning that off. You can do intensive carpet cleaning. Anytime it's on carpet, it'll do a special, pretty good cleaning. All right, let's go back. Floor cleaning settings. We're going to have a lot here. Collision avoidance mode. After turn on, the robot will reduce collisions with walls, obstacles. After cleaning efficiency and coverage will be slightly reduced. I always have that on. It's on by default. Clean along floor. This is important. Oh yeah, we forgot to do some stuff. Confirm. So I want to show you what we should have done in this. Yeah, so under the map, here's your first screen. Go to the map. We did room partition, no-go zones. We didn't do furniture. We did these, but the floor material. Now, I recommend have it clean your entire house a couple times. And then you're going to go back and fine tune this stuff. But for hardwood floor, we're going to select floor material. So select the room, select floor material, and I can pick the direction. Is it this way or this way? There, it's that way. See how it's going left or right? That is the direction. If it's going the other way, I can select that and it changes it. But this is the one I want. And then hit confirm. This is important for a mop roller. A mop roller really does need to mop in the direction of your floor. If you go the opposite, you'll hear kind of a little bit of a scraping action with the mop roller sometimes. Now, when it does the second pass, it will do that matrix clean, sort of. So that's important. So floor cleaning settings. Now we can turn on clean along floor direction. Dynamic obstacle area cleaning. So let's say your dog was sitting in the room and it avoided that area. After it's all done, it'll go back and recheck that area. Is the dog gone? If it is, it'll clean that area. So that's kind of a nice stain recognition. You can turn this one on. It's going to recognize stains and it'll do an intensive mopping. I'm going to leave that off just for now, but you can turn that on. Large particle boost, I haven't had much success with or played with it too much. Pet care, again, if you turn pet care on, it wants you to add where the pet bed is, where the pet bowl is. It'll clean around there. You can do pet monitoring, pet moments. It takes random pictures of your pets and stuff. So it is pretty cool stuff. AI-driven mop. The mop's going to go off to the side and that's the side brush. It's going to reach into the corner and that's going to mop. Frequency. I like high, yeah. Obstacle crossing. So that's how does it deploy the leap wheels? See, there's those leap wheels. You can have it do that way or synchronized. Dock settings. Okay, we're going to have a lot here. Mopping with detergent. Okay, so I answered that question. Once enabled, the robot will mop with the detergent mixed into the water for better cleanliness. So that is on by default. So whatever detergent you put in that solution tank, it is going to mix it with water and mop your floors inside the internal water tank. Mop. And then this is another setting. Do you want it to wash the mop? When it's washing the mop, do you want it to use detergent? Auto wash, when it comes back, it's going to auto wash the mop pads. Wash settings. Smart washing, it figures it out for you based on what room it came from. And did it come from the kitchen? It does different temperatures. Or you can just select standard, deep, light. You know, it's going to use more water if it's deep. Water temperature, we got hot. It's going to boil the water. So I'm going to leave it on warm. That's the default setting. Dry. When it comes back, it's automatically going to dry the mop pad. And then 4, 5, or 6, or you can mute. The robot will reduce drying power and extend the drying time to ensure quiet. It's not real loud anyway. I recommend 4 hours. Auto empty, high frequency. I definitely want this on high frequency. I want it to auto empty the dock. Helps keep that filter clean. And we have clean washboard base manually. That's for a separate video. Intelligent obstacle avoidance is on. Pictures. So you have to enable, hit agree. And then you have to, you've agreed. Fill light, okay. Real-time camera. You have to enable. What do you have to do? Agree. You have to hit the dock button 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
Start setting the video activation code.
So now I can remotely gain access to that camera. I'm going to give it a code now. Give it a passcode. I'm setting the code. It's not, you're not entering a code that they're giving you. You're going to set the 4-digit code. All right. And this does have, you can have it set up a cruise where it just goes around your house and takes pictures and videos. It's pretty cool. Live video prompts. Oh, that's the live video. It'll say video. It says something like the robot's constantly speaking, saying, I'm in live video mode. You can turn that off. Security settings, you've agreed. Change or forgot actually. Okay. More functions. I recommend, that was off. I recommend turning this on. These things will start in the middle of the night. So this is a good start and stop time. I'm going to turn mine off, but I recommend turning that on because it has resume cleaning is on. So if this thing doesn't finish the job, it's going to go back charge and then it will finish re-cleaning, and it could be 2 or 3 in the morning. Notification, it does have remote control, Wi-Fi management. Oh, there's a map. Huh. So once it cleans your house a few times, you'll see where your Wi-Fi signal is strong and weak. That's kind of cool. Device maintenance, water tank, robot water tank draining. Battery, off-peak charging, and what do you want to charge up to? I always leave 100%. Accessories. You're going to get these notices, especially this one down here. Sensors every 30 hours. Clean the sensors, and then you hit cleaned and reset the timer. That main filter in the robot, you need to clean that every couple weeks. This reminder is at 150 hours, which that's when you should replace it. Used water tank, you have to clean every 30 hours. Dust bag is replaced as needed. They do give you a time interval for the mop. 110 hours, you have to change the mop roller. Help, device information. This is where you change the name. Time zone, let's go to square feet. A little easier. And I've already got the firmware update on, and I'm at 2972. All right, this is our home page. If you go back here, this is kind of like the home page. And if you click the Me icon, this is where you connect it to voice control. This is where you connect it to these different smart speakers. This is one works the easiest. These worked good too. And it'll walk you through how to do that. Go back to devices, hit enter. Now, this is your home. There's little numbers by it. That's the order in which it's going to vacuum and mop. When you want to do the real-time camera, press that. When you want to edit the map, press that. let's go to, so I do have Clean Genius. It basically figures out for you how to do everything. You can do vacuum and mop or mop after vacuum, or you can do custom. So I can do vacuum only. I've got 5 levels of suction and 2 cleaning patterns. I can do mop only. I can select the wetness level all the way up to 32. Frequency, how often do I want it to wash the mop? Do you want it to do every 10 minutes? Do you want to do by room? So by room would be important if you don't want the bathroom water to be mixed with the living room water where your kids could be playing. I would do by room. Or you could do by square feet or square meters. Again, the lower the number here, the more water it's going to use. So be careful, it could use a lot of water. The route, when it's in a mop only mode, I got 4 routes. How intense do you want it to clean? This is probably the most popular, vacuum and mop, 4 levels of suction. You pick the wetness. You only have 2 standard patterns. This is a popular one too, mop after vacuum. So do you want it to go vacuum everywhere first and then mop? And then you can customize each room. So lots to do here. Lots, very, very easy. Then you can do room. And then the order in which it's going to clean. So say I want this little room over here cleaned, then I want this one, then I want that one. It'll clean it in the order you select. And then you can pick how's it going to clean those 3 rooms. You've got all those choices that I showed you earlier, and then you can do 1, 2, or 3 cycles. If you do water stain cleaning, it's like if you just got out of the shower and there's a bunch of water on the floor, it's going to go mop the wetness up. It doesn't wash the mop pad. It doesn't like put water down. So that's like a mop drying function. That's what that is. And let's do zone. We have that with zone. So you may use that. You may tell it to go do that with the bathroom or something. But we get these little squares. So let's say the kids made a mess over here. Let's add another zone. Yeah, right here. Click that button. There's the zone 2. You can make it as big or as small as you want and tell it how you want to clean those zones. So pretty simple. Okay, let's go tell it to do the corner cleaning test. We'll select room, 2 cycles, corner. I want to do vacuum and mop. Let's go max. Wetness about 27. Again, I can vary that. Cleaning pattern standard. And let's hit clean now. So the first thing it's going to do, it's going to fill the internal water tank up with water and then wash that mop roller. This can take about 3 minutes. It seems a little bit longer on the Aqua10. Mainly robots with mop rollers compared to spinning mop pads, which take about 2 minutes. And what you'll hear is a clean water pump kicking on. You'll hear the brush roller spinning. Then you'll hear a dirty water pump kick on, sucking the water up into the dirty water tank. And you hear like a motor. I think that's, I'm not really sure what that is. You hear like something moving. Okay, it's going to undock itself and travel to that room. It's very quiet when it travels because of those special wheels, those leap wheels. There's something about them. When this thing's mopping only, it's extremely quiet. But it'll be vacuuming and mopping, so the vacuum will be making most of the noise. Okay, let's see how the Dreame Aqua10 cleans up this big mess. Now you can move the mop roller right up against the wall. Wow, it does a good job. You can extend that side brush into the corner. Now it is a little on the tall side. It's not able to go under that. That's a 4-inch tall piece of furniture. This is about 4 3/4 of an inch tall, so. But it does have LiDAR navigation. I love LiDAR. It's going to do the perimeter of the room first. After it does the perimeter of the room, then it's going to go back and forth in the nice straight lines. And we'll see how well the obstacle avoidance works against this cable. So it looks like it is identifying the cable, and it is going to go around it. Now it is able to take a picture of that cable, and you can see it in the app. If you don't want the camera on, you can turn that feature off if you're worried about privacy. That's really hard to identify. A cable really low to the ground like that. And in the app, we can see right where it is. There's the cable, and it took a picture of it. And there I am. And it is able to clean in the direction of the floor. So in the app, I told it what direction the hardwood floor was going. Because with that mop roller, you want it to mop with the direction of the grain. Now the second pass will be the opposite, but at least the first pass will be. And here it is going back and forth in the nice straight lines, still avoiding this cable. And it can push that mop roller down. And it can also lift it up when it senses carpet. Yeah, the floor is getting squeaky clean. Wow, it did a good job. It's got a little bit left. We'll see if it gets it. Wow, that's the first pass and it's almost got it all. So it left a little bit. Now if you had really shiny floors, you would want to turn that water flow down. I've got it on 27, which is pretty high water flow. Okay, so it lifted that mop roller, thinking it was done, but now it has a second pass to do. And so it's going to do the perimeter of the room first, which it's almost all clean anyway, but there was a little bit up here it needed to clean. Wow. That corner is perfectly clean. That is 100% clean. We've got a little bit left over here, so we'll see how it does. And so it's just continuing around this cable. It's doing the perimeter, and then I'm going to catch you up over here. There's the mop pad. It extends right up against the wall. And here's the second pass on this corner. Well, it's 99% clean. It did a great job. Now we're going to get the second pass going up down, which is kind of like a matrix pattern. There's that little bit of dirt left, and it was able to get it. Right there's another little piece. And it's gone. This floor is clean. Another little bit. Yep, it's good. Okay, I ran and put my white glove on. Wow. This floor, there's a little bit in that crevice. You know, not too bad. I mean, that's really good, actually. A little bit in the crevice, but yeah, overall, great job. And then once it's finished with this, it's going to return to the base station, auto empty the dustbin, and wash that mop roller with hot water, and then dry it with hot air. There, it lifted the mop roller.
Cleaning completed. Returning to the dock to charge.
Wow, this floor is clean. Corners are clean, mud's clean, obstacles were avoided. Excellent job. Okay, here it is, returning to the dock. This is all automatic. It finds the dock, backs up to it on its own.
Charging. Start auto empty. Start cleaning mop pads.
Okay, so this cleaned extremely well, but it's $1,300 right now. That's too much. This isn't even at $1,200. Get the Aqua Ultra, the Aqua10 Ultra. It's got so many more features, but so hopefully this will go on sale. So if the Ultra is $1,200 and this one has 9 things that the Ultra doesn't have, this thing should be around $900 or so, I would think. You know, it needs to be $200 to $300 cheaper. No chassis lift, no fluffer, which I know, but it actually works really well. The thresholds it goes over is smaller, 2.36 compared to 3.15. This thing is a lot taller, but it has fixed LiDAR, and there's no green light. I know heard some people saying that green light was really bright at night. So none of that green light stuff, but it is 4 3/4 inches tall. It's one of the tallest compared to 3.15. No dirt detect in the base station. 1 solution tank, 1 AI camera versus 2, but it seemed to have really good obstacle avoidance. No dust bag drying, and the drying was a lower temperature, 149 degrees compared to 158 for the mop roller. So yeah, this needs to be $300 cheaper. So again, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. When I see this because I anticipate a big sale on this, because one thing I've learned, Mova, Dreame, Eufy, Narwhal, they love to put their robots on sale. Deep discounts. So I don't know what the sale price on this will be, but hopefully it'll be $900. This would be awesome. Okay, so it's drying the mop roller. It's very quiet. Let's empty. There's how much water it used. Maybe I should be measuring this. Okay, let's try to measure it. It's cold. 2 cups. 2 cups of dirty water. I review hundreds of robots and vacuum cleaners so you don't have to. I purchase these with my own money. That way I can give you my honest opinion. And there are some robots that I highly recommend, like the Mova P10 Pro. It's my 2025 absolute favorite robot. And on my website, you can find it as my #1. But also when it goes on sale, sign up for my email. I send an email out when that robot or other robots that I highly recommend. I just sent an email out today. This was on sale for $300, and you can see it's one of my favorites. Here's what my website looks like. Here's where you can sign up for the email list. If you scroll down here, here's the current robots that are on sale. All you got to do is click on the button there. It's going to take you to Amazon. And here are my #1 through #12 picks. And I'm adding others as the price goes down. And I will be adding the Dreame Matrix 10, the MOVA, Mobius 60. I also review other products. So up here, I do carpet cleaners. These are my best portable spot cleaners and upright cleaners. These are ones that I have tested and absolutely love. And you can find the video for these also. I even have some fun categories, gifts dads will love, gifts under 50. These are just items that I have myself that I use all the time. And for a while, I reviewed several coffee makers. So this is just a small list of the coffee makers that I reviewed, but these are some of the best ones. And when I was reviewing coffee makers, I branded my own coffee. Click on Buy My Coffee. It'll take you to my coffee website where you can purchase Just a Dad Simple Sip coffee in the K-Cup form, whole bean, or already ground. There's also a frequently asked questions. There's also a contact me. If you fill that out, if you got a question, I'll try to get to your email as soon as I can. And when the big Amazon deals come up, again, I take pictures. I show you exactly the robots that I approve of, and then I give you a link that's where you can purchase it. Again, if you click on this link, it's going to take you right to Amazon. If you end up purchasing the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. I want justadadapproved.com to be your go-to place to find the products that I highly recommend and love, and I know you'll love also. And I'm going to start getting into more written reviews. I know I do a lot of video reviews, but I'm going to start transcribing those into written reviews that are kind of easy to read and followed by a link. Also on Just a Dad Approved, when we have the big sales, we got Black Friday coming up. I'm going to list all the sales and I'll have really quick access for you. So if you're just looking for the best robot to buy, go to justadadapproved.com. There'll be a little spot you can click on and purchase the product. So thanks everybody. I absolutely love what I do and I couldn't do it without your support. I also have channel memberships. So we're having a lot of fun. I'm starting to do more live streams, and in those live streams, you can have a custom emoji. We're having fun with it, kind of spinning mop pads, roller mop pads. So check out my channel membership. It's also another way of helping support my channel. But during these question and answer periods, I'm going to try to schedule them on a regular basis, and you can just ask me any question you would like. Here's my YouTube channel. If you click on memberships, here's what the custom emojis look like. I only have 4 of them so far, but as we get more members, we can create more emojis, and I'll create an emoji to whatever everybody else decides. So thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like, subscribe, and check out my website, justadadapproved.com.